Hey guys, so in 9 and 10, we're going to continue talking about whether or not something is a function, but we're going to go a little bit farther and we're going to start talking about the domain and range. So first we're going to look at a discrete graph. So remember, part of the stuff is telling me, at some point you're telling me discrete continuous. Discrete is distinct points. Continuous is a continuous line. So this I cannot draw without picking up my marker. This I could just draw, okay? So continuous is a continuous graph, discrete, distinct points. Now, let's talk about something as a function or not. The first one, we're given a graph. So to test this one, we still want to make sure every x has one y, but this one we use the vertical line test. So all you do, you can draw vertical lines. And as long as you never hit your points or your graph more than one at a time, you're fine. Fine, 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 fine. It passes. Once it passes, we know, yes, we are a function. Why? Very easy. It passed the vertical line test. Now, domain and range. Remember, domain goes with inputs or x's. Range goes with outputs or y's. So all we're doing is we're creating a list of all of our x's and a list of all of our y's. So since they gave us points, the easiest way that I can think of is to list out all our points. So this point is at 1, 2. This point's at 2, 6. This point is at 3, 3. This point is at 4, 2. This point is at 5, 4. And that's all of them. So now, if they ask me for my domain, it's real easy. It's a list of all the x's. Okay? So all I have to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is your domain. Now our range is just a list of all the y's. Here we go. Those are all our y's. And when I do my list, never repeat yourself because you don't have to. You're just listing things. So we're going to go 2, 6, 3. I'm not going to use 2 again because I already wrote it there. And 4. Okay? So when they give us a discrete graph, all you have to do, check if it's a function. Still use the vertical line test. It's a function because it passed the vertical line test. Domain range, just tell me what all the x's are and all the y's are. If they give you a graph like this, I suggest writing out all the points. Okay? Now, we're looking at a continuous graph now. This is much harder because I'm hoping we can remember a continuous graph is made of an infinite number of points. You can't possibly write a list of an infinite number of points, so we're going to describe them. But first, let's see if this thing passes the vertical line test. Let's see if it's even a function. So we start and fail. Right off the bat, we fail. Watch, when I draw this line, hopefully you notice, and you can draw a bunch of them, this line hits in 2 spots. The vertical line test says to pass it, you can only hit in 1 spot ever. So is this a function? No. Why not? Because we failed. And I'm going to shorthand this, the vertical line test. Okay? Now, let's talk about the domain and range. So I'm going to erase my vertical line test so you can see my domain and range a little better. So domain deals with all the x's. And when I talk about domain of continuous, I hope you guys remember I talked about left walls and right walls. So when I look at this, I want to say how far left does this thing go? It goes all the way till 1. That's the farthest left that our picture goes. I don't go by the graph system. I go by the picture that I'm looking at. This goes all the way over to 1. So my left wall is at 1. And that's less than or equal to every other x I'm talking about here. All of these x's. And then this thing goes all the way. Please do not say it only goes to 8. Notice there is an arrow here. It means the line keeps going. It keeps going this way too, forever and ever and ever. If it keeps going forever, then 1 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to infinity. Okay? All that means is my domain starts at 1 and goes to the right forever. All that means. Now our range. Our range deals with floor to ceiling. So when I'm dealing with my range, you want to think, how far down does it go to how far up does it go? Or you want to think from floor to ceiling. And again, you have to be careful with these graphs, they're deceiving. This arrow means it keeps going down, 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 down forever. Okay? So if it goes down forever, my range goes all the way down to negative infinity. So negative infinity is less than or equal to all the y's, which are less than or equal to, well, the same thing happens here. It keeps going up, up, up. If it keeps going up, 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 it'll go up to positive infinity. So our range is from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity. This is acceptable on a test, but a better way to say it, isn't negative infinity to positive infinity just all the real numbers? So this is the better way to say it on your test. I will accept this, but this is better. So our domain, 1 less than or equal to x, less than or equal to infinity. Our range from negative infinity to positive infinity, or all real numbers. Okay?